It is time to theory craft. I've seen a couple of Dimir Control builds out there for Explorer, but wasn't really impressed with any of them. This is kind of a concoction of my own mind. I honestly think that Dimir is better than people are leading it off to be, especially with the current standard stuff coming in, which is really strong. Got a new set coming out. We'll see how those cards kind of pan out. But for now, we are looking at a Dimir Control build that is trying to stall the game as long as possible, eliminate the opponent's resources, and then slowly build up our resource base over time. As you can see, this is not a very budgety deck, especially because of the mana base. Very heavy investment in mana for this deck. Not much of an investment in creatures at all. We do have one Shielder the Apocalypse, and in the sideboard, two Kalitas, Traitor of Gate. Very nice control piece. But let's take a look at this deck real quick. We got Fatal Pushes, we got Go for the Throats. More of a heavy investment on Go for the Throat than Fatal Push because we don't really have much that is going to leave the battlefield on our side. So Fatal Push might be a little bit of a hard ask in a lot of situations. It still gets 1-drops, 2-drops, so any kind of mana ramp from green. It still gets tokens pretty effectively. Other than that, Fatal Push is not going to really help us too much. A couple of considers. And 4 Memory Deluges, as long as 1 Celestus to try to get some sort of card advantage or get the things that we need into our hand, whenever we need them. Sideboard, not much in the way of drawing cards at all. Board wipes are going to be Meat Hook Massacres. We got 2 main deck, 1 sideboard Meat Hook Massacre. If we're seeing a lot of creatures come out really rapidly, we put that 3rd copy in, and we take down maybe a Thoughtseize or something like that. Of course, Shielder the Apocalypse is going to help us gain a little bit of that life back that we're going to inevitably lose because we don't have any creatures to block our board state at all. Except for 1 Shielder the Apocalypse. Kind of shuts down aggro a little bit, but very likely this guy's coming in very late game in order to try to gain some of that life back and keep us in the game a little bit longer. Start pinging the opponent, maybe some sort of a finisher outside of the Shark Typhoon. But we'll get into that in just a moment. Counter spells are going to be Drown in the Lock and Sinister Sabotage. Sinister Sabotage for 3 counters a target spell, then you get the Surveil 1. Again, trying to get the things that we actually need into our hand. Drown in the Lock is nice and multifaceted. You could either counter a target spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. So with Thoughtseizes and Go for the Throats, this eventually becomes very strong. You could also destroy a creature when it actually is on the battlefield eventually. So kind of a slow kill card as well as a slow counter. By having 2 of them in the deck, it only has a mana investment of 2, so that's fantastic for us. Now let's talk about the finishers and some interesting unique things about this deck now. Finishers are going to be in part Invoke Despair. Also gets rid of Planeswalkers, also gets rid of enchantments. It's a nice multifaceted card for black. Black has trouble getting enchantments and artifacts off of the field, so a couple copies of Invoke Despair is going to help us in that regard. Shark Typhoon, of course, sometimes we're actually casting this with this deck. It lasts that long that we could actually cast Shark Typhoon and get some benefit out of it. But most of the time, we're going to be cycling this. For 1 blue, 1 generic, and X, you create an XX blue shark with flying. So, blocks flyers, blocks ground creatures, blocks everything. Make sure that we stick in the game, especially if they get some creatures out on the field that we actually absolutely need to block. We could do that with Shark Typhoon, which is incredible. And our last finisher is going to be Hall of the Storm Giants. For 1 blue and 5 generic, it becomes a 7/7 with Ward 3. It's still a land too, so anything that targets a non-land permanent cannot target Hall of the Storm Giants. So, it's not going to be pulled off of the field with Leyline Binding. Leyline Binding won't hit this, so that is actually absolutely perfect for us. Had trouble remembering the name of that card for a moment, so I had to go and research it. I knew exactly how much it cost. I knew exactly what it did. Just could not remember Leyline Binding for some reason. Mana base, very expensive. We do have 1 Castle Vantress in here to help us scry. That goes along really nicely with the Celestus. which helps us draw that card and discard a card. We have 26 lands in the deck, 6 basics, mostly for Field of Ruin, and we could get those back with the Midnight Clock, which is the last major piece in this deck. It taps for blue, but if you pay 3, you put an hour counter on Midnight Clock, and when the hour strikes 12, you shuffle your hand, graveyard into your library, draw 7 cards, and exile Midnight Clock. It is a free 7 cards that we are getting with Midnight Clock. Opponent gets no benefit from this whatsoever. Therefore, that should be, if we're in a tight battle, neck and neck, and we have a Midnight Clock out and it finally hits the hour of 12, chances are we are winning that game. You don't see a lot of this card because it's very slow. But in this situation, with a deck that is trying to slow the game down to a trog, it actually can probably benefit us pretty well. The last thing I want to mention before we jump into the matches is that we do have 2 special cards in here. First one, Thought Distortion. Most people are pretty familiar with this. It goes up really well against control mirror matches, which the arena loves to give us mirror matches, so we're probably getting them. Thought Distortion, target opponent reveals their hand. Exile all non-land or non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard. So it eliminates the opponent's ability to fight if they are a controlled deck, and then they're just top decking every turn. And we also have 1 copy of Jin-Gitaxias, Progress Tyrant, which is fantastic against control players. Control players have to play 2 kill spells in order to kill Jin-Gitaxias because the first one gets countered. And you get double kills on everything. You play Go for the Throat with the Jin-Gitaxias on the field. You get to target 2 creatures with this Go for the Throat. 1 card kills 2 creatures, and that is phenomenal value out of Jin-Gitaxias. We were going to run with a Hullbreaker Horror in here, but I think that Jin-Gitaxias is just a little bit better. Yep, the rest of this stuff is mostly for individual matchups. Either Negates or Essence Scatters can come in and take over for Drown in the Lock if the opponent is fast. If the opponent is slow, then maybe it's replacing things like, I don't know, Fatal Pushes, etc., etc. Some Graveyard Hate, not enough in my opinion. We probably need some more Graveyard Hate than just 1 Tormod's Crypt, but we are going to try it like this at first. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this deck is not perfect, and we are going to showcase exactly how this deck plays. Then we're going to talk about its weaknesses and what else we could do with this deck at the end of the video. I'm very interested in making Dimir Control a good and viable deck, and this is my first attempt to do that. It seems to have a lot of tools that we want and that we need. It's just, I don't know if this is the one. I don't know if this is the build that's going to get us all the way home. Let's get into the matches and see how this actually does in practice. Before we get into the matches, make sure that you've liked the video and subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. If you don't worry about it. Don't bother. But if you really do enjoy this video, make sure to like it. It does help bring it to a lot of other folks, new players, and etc., etc., and that helps this channel grow. It helps me out quite a bit, so if you would, I do appreciate it. Hey, Thoughtseize, consider opening hand. Also, Watery Grave Catacombs is fantastic. We could start with the Watery Grave, I think. Maybe a Swamp. Swamp should be fine. Yeah. I think I'm Thought Seizing turn 1. Kind of just want to see what the opponent is up to. Black mana. Let's take a look. Portal to Phyrexia, Invoke Despairs. Jesus, you kept this hand. Get rid of one of the Evoke Despairs. Ah, awesome. Well, we're going to Thought Seize you again. This was not a hand he should have kept. Yeah, he's going to basically be sitting there doing nothing while we continue to build up. And we now know that we need a counter spell. Midnight Clock seems like a fine draw. Hey! Pay to life. Midnight Clock. Opponent. Should have put the Celestis out there. Karn.
Pyrexia is
Well,
ready. We must... The Thran still have secrets to uncover.
alright. Get the Celestis out. Try to ramp our mana a little bit. Yeah, we still... Oh, okay. Oh, this is Karn's Living Legacy. 5, 6. Go blank. Alright. Well, we could go blank. Exile the Graveyard. Shark Typhoon. Memory Deluge. Seems like the right choice. That's 5. 6. I'm gonna plus on this. Yeah, 7.
I require more energy.
Good. Definitely hit you in the face with the Invoke Despair. 5, 6, 7. He won't get to his 8. Even though he's not going to get any creatures from me. I don't know. This seems like a good matchup. We had a really bad matchup last time. And I'm going to decline because I want all of these cards. In the turn. 6, 7, 8. He was so close to being able to get Portal to Phyrexia out. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now he can. Should have done some stuff in the off turn, but we didn't. I was too surprised that he didn't cast the Portal to Phyrexia. Maybe I shouldn't have been. Mana. Well, since we are very close to flipping that, we do this for 5. 5. Pay. Big O Shark. What do you think about a Big O Shark? The hour strikes 10. Okay. Swing. Swings? There we go. Not sure what his deck is trying to do. It's really slow from what we've seen. Sheoldred's Edict. That's fine. We need to counter the Portal to Phyrexia. We could Deluge and Sinister Sabotage now. Exile that Graveyard. Dang. Alright, well, this and this. Main boarding go blanks is kind of strange to me. I mean, we're drawing again. Doesn't matter. He still did not cast his thing. Enter tapped. Huh. Liliana. I mean, Liliana's kind of... No, because we don't have any real way of doing much else. We're going to counter that. He cannot cast Portal to Phyrexia this turn. Man. Man, oh man. Take the action. Oh my word. We got plenty of mana, my guys. Okay, well, take the action. Midnight Clock does not help either. Discard that. This is a really nice time for him to cast Portal to Phyrexia. He does not do it. He wants to draw a couple cards. This is perfect. I don't know what he's doing with that portal. Oh, he has no creatures either. So it wouldn't do anything. Perfect. We'll keep building up our mana base apparently because that's all we can draw. And drop the business. There we go. Take the action. More land. That's insane. How many lands did we draw in a row? We've discarded 3 since shuffling, and that was only like a turn ago. Portal can happen now, but you ain't getting any benefits off of it. Let me look at this. Target creature card. Right. Okay, well, we don't have creatures, and apparently neither do you. So you have a dead card. We will eventually draw not land. Breach. No counters. No counters. Well, he gets a Shieldred. Okay. Let's go back to we each have very little. Sacrifice this.
Off you go.
Kind of ran right into that one, didn't ya? Enter tapped. We have plenty of land. Kill the Shieldred. And now we can start reaching down and grabbing things with Memory
It's no
Deluge.
fun when they hit back.
We are well in control of this. Take the action because we have tons of lands and dead cards like Fatal Pushes. I think lands are a little bit worse. We have so many lands. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's the 11th one in hand. We've discarded at least 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. Well, we're going to have to find a way around that. But it seems like both Hall of the Storm Giants are in the graveyard. Still have 1 Midnight Clock that we're using. I would -1 on him. I would probably -1. He comes up with his answer. Before going to my turn, we're going to Memory Deluge. I would like Sinister Sabotage and Thought Seize. We could also do this. Apparently people are into milling today. It's a very good draw for us. Take 1 guy, go over here. Take 1 guy, go to the face. Go. No removal. Well, let's see what you got.
Us.
Get rid of that portal. He could nuke my field. And we could always just counter that Invoke Despair. Spider. Yeah, sure. We'll create a Power Stone. Power Stones work out pretty nicely for us. It's only a 2/4. And it costs 3. So swing with everything. Right? And then we use Fatal Push. Invoke Despair. Counter. Counter target spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in that its controller's graveyard. That's going to be 20. Can you pay 20? No? Weird. Can't pay 20. Negates seem like the way to go here. So we're going to grab 2 of those. And we're going to get rid of 2 Go for the Throats. Doesn't seem important. Shieldred's Edicts definitely looked more important than Go for the Throats or Fatal Pushes. I would rather have the Go for the Throat, though, instead of the Fatal Push. And a Jin-Gitaxias would be brutal, wouldn't it? Get rid of the Shieldred. Get the Jin-Gitaxias. Though that could really hurt us. Now, this is risky. Putting the Jin-Gitaxias in here is very risky because he has Behold the Multiverse. We're going to be risky, though. It's only 1 in the deck. Chances are, the way the shuffler works, we draw both Invoke Despairs and Jin-Gitaxias in the opening hand, and then we're off to the races. Boy, if this is right, I'm going to... Well, we were close. We got the Jin-Gitaxias in the opening hand, so we're going to keep. This is a really bad hand. Shipwreck Marsh. We Thought Seize. See if he kept the hand much like the last time. He's gone. Okay. Doesn't like Thoughtseize. Doesn't like it. Would have been able to Thoughtseize next turn as well. Okay. Hey, that's a win. Interesting little deck from the opponent, though. I do appreciate that. This is the second time this has happened. All mana hand. We're going to mulligan that. Last time it did not go well. 3 lands. So this is a keep. We throw a Shark Typhoon to the bottom or go for... No, not go for the throat. Maybe an Invoke Despair. Let's do the Shark Typhoon. We have 4 of those in the deck. We don't have 4 of anything else, so... Human. A human deck. Well, I was going to throw the Watery Grave down, but since we got Thoughtseize, we might as well use it. Catilda looks strong. So does the Elite Spellbinder, but he's off of that land. Catilda keeps him off of that land, so let's get rid of that. Dahlia's Lieutenant. Pay 2. Huh. Okay. So as long as we kill that Lieutenant, if he keeps dropping creatures, which he probably will, he found his land. He plays a Spellbinder. Look at the opponent's hand. Let me remember how this works. Kill the Lieutenant. Spellbinder, probably targeting the Invoke Despair. The Shark Typhoon. Really? Okay. By God, there's a chance. Maybe too greedy of a mana base. Could also get the clock going. Let's check out his mana base. Okay, swings. Kill this. Black. Yep, he has planes. Ouch. I set myself on fire there. And of course we get a no mana. Okay, we want to draw that. Play this one as blue. Yeah, that was a little bit greedy on my part. A little bit greedy. Alright. Well, too greedy. Essence Scatters. Shieldred's Edict. Fatal Push. We've got to be pretty fast. 2 of those. 1 of these. I think Midnight Clock goes away. Yeah, something like this. Kalita seems really strong over Shieldred. And then we get rid of the Celestis. Kalitas is fantastic against creature decks. Play first. Okay. I think I like it. Thoughtseize turn 1. Especially with the mulligan. Adeline costs 3. Plenty of lands. Get rid of the Adeline. Unfortunately, this comes in tapped. Unfortunately, this doesn't help. Huh. Yeah, well, opponent. We need a nice little 2-drop from you. Doesn't get it. We do get the Shipwreck Marsh down. We don't know about these two cards, but it looks like he will definitely Storm Speaker here. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Pass. What else? You've got 2 in the bin. Huh. Well, we can no longer deluge, but we can still kill that. Yeah, just play really heavily on tempo. What did you draw? Nothing. You have a handful of lands. Let's pass. We can still drown in the lock if he casts something pretty big here. All the tap lands coming out from the opponent. Alright, well, let's kill... Can we cut him off? Here we might be cutting him off from something or another. At least some tempo-y stuff. Got the 2 blue that we need already, so we're going black here. My turn, build mana, pass. Okay, that's fine. What else? Mana. Okay, what else? Nothing. Cool, kill that. Memory Deluge. Wow. Not the greatest Memory Deluge I've ever seen. But we're still building. He's gone. That worked out. That worked out. We're gonna just go. Two mana is all we get. It's either 6 mana or 2 mana. Don't know why. That's just the way this has been going. Well, let's go black. Hold up. Fatal Push. It's island next turn into marsh. Push. No. Bad creature deck. Bad creature deck. Alright, island pass. Opponent. Okay. Choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. Exile that until it leaves the battlefield. Okay, which one? What do you want to exile? Go for the throat? Okay. There he goes. Congratulations. Should have actually... No, because he would have seen it anyway, right? Probably. I don't know. I think it's funnier just to let him see it. It's like, this is what you're getting into. Kill it. He knows about the other go for the throat. I don't know why he played like that. But, unfortunately, our opponent is in bronze. Got the 2 blue that we need. So we do it like this. Pass. Human. Swings for 2. That's fine. What you got? Thought I was going to try to pump him or something. Catilda. Nope. No Catilda. Catilda's really good. Like, being able to tap humans for mana is very strong. Do that. Dinnick. Oh, Dinnick's very good. Okay, we'll continue to build up our mana base. Huh. Do we want to deluge, or do we want to Field of Ruin? We probably want to deluge to go try to find our, yeah. Thoughtseize Essence Scatter. This, freebooter's done pretty well for him. That's fine. What else? Nothing. Oh, man. We need to hold up. Two for Essence Scatter. Let's take a look at what that is. Okay. Pass. What else? That's getting countered, my dude. He knew about the Essence Scatter, so he can't really blame anybody but himself. Non-token creature. Bodyguard definitely goes away here. Dinnick goes away. Well, it makes sense because then he can recast Dinnick. 3. Wait, we just pass again. I know this deck is a lot of just passing to your opponent, but there is a logic to doing that. Cycle. Go to 3. Auto pay. Huh. I think we block here. What else? Mana. Sweet. Well, we'll just do this. And we're going to actually invoke his face right now. I want to get that Memory Deluge back. No hasty boy, so swing. Turn it onto the aggressive. Now he's going to be able to get some... Oh, all right. Well, he's gone. I thought he was doing all right. I thought he was doing good. A little bronze player making some moves. Play first. Could Thoughtseize or consider on turn 1? Thoughtseize, I think, wins because then we could drown in the lock a little bit better. We got fine mana. Thoughtseize. Look at your hand. Aggro. Bone Crusher Giant. That's a 2 for 1. Yeah, hold up the Drown in the Lock. He might drop mana, cast something for 2. And if he does, we're going to punish him for it. Nope. He passes. We Field of Ruin. We definitely want to draw that. Hopefully we draw blue mana. We do not. All right. End the turn. We're basically defenseless right now. Giant hits you in the face. It's fine. Why can't I drown in the lock? Oh, okay. I get it. All right, we got our second blue. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Field of Ruin seems like it's going to hurt us in this match. You know, I say that, and then I see. Mishra's Research Desk. That's fine. That is fine. Bone Crusher Giant is not fine. Mana. Yeah. Give me that mana drop. Boom. What do you do? That's ruins, sticky fingers, light up the stage. Uh-huh. Let's not do that again. Pathway. I need to get to more counters and stuff. So we'll put it away. Counter it. He's running out of cards. I'm running out of cards too. Kind of need more black mana. So we'll pass for now. See what he does. see what he do. Power up the Mishra Foundry. Yep. Let's see if I can get him to dedicate more stuff. Will you equip it? Okay. Swings. Unfortunately, we can't get him to dedicate more to this. That's fine. We'll go grab our black mana. That's a good one. Soulscar Mage is actually pretty decent. Yeah, and he gets to dig a little bit deeper here. What'd you get? 2 lands. All right. That's what we like to see. You choose land or land. He chooses land. My turn? Okay. Okay. Huh. Get the Shieldred running. I see no problem with putting Shieldred the Apocalypse out right now. Weird mana base for us. There's the Sticky Fingers. Gets to create treasures. I wonder if he's trying to do creativity. Alright, lots of stuff. He gets land and land again? Alright, sorry man. Hey, that's the way it be sometimes. We draw land. Pay a couple life, pass the turn. Do we want to swing? Yeah, we do. Swings away. Down to 14. Pass. Another research desk. Alright. He knows how to draw research desks. Look at all that mana. Like, you might want to cut some of this land, dude. Let's see. Exiles Swiftspear and Robber of the Rich. Reach and Haste. When he attacks, if any player has more cards in hand, you draw a card. He definitely wants that. There it is. And now he's looking for a dedicated swing here. Man, oh man. He just aggroing right through all of this stuff. But I guess that's what he's supposed to do. What do you get? Sticky Fingers again. Yep, he's giving me the old thinking and all that. I'm going to give him a nice because I think that that's fine. He's going to go with Robber of the Rich. Okay. 4. Autopay. Invokes Despair. He got to invoke Despair? You got to be kidding me. Like, there's 2 in the deck. I drew one, and then he got the next one. Oh, man. Shuffler, shuffler, shuffler. Invoke. Yep, smart. Yeah, draw your card. That's 7. We do 8 damage. Oh, man. I'm a little bit salty that he got the Invoke Despair there. I'm still salty about that. Oh, man. Well, we do know that he's doing a lot of things. Yeah. Hey! So far, the deck is performing very well. I didn't expect it to perform this well, but lo and behold, here we are. It is at this moment that we run into a major issue for the Dimir Control build that we have before us right now. And that is that mono green seems to run it over rather quickly, rather rapidly. We played a few rounds against this mono green deck, and then we had another mono green devotion deck that followed directly after this round, and we lost both rounds. Now, these matches were not very far away. It seemed like we were always in the running for a win. In fact, we did pull a couple of game 2 wins against the mono green decks, but lo and behold, in the end, we lost. So, in order to actually build out a sideboard for this, in order to make Dimir a good deck in Explorer, we are going to have to solve that issue, which we will talk about in the post-game wrap right after this match. Mono green had its way with this deck quite a bit, and that is definitely a shame. This is way too slow for mono green, possibly too slow for Explorer, but outside of that, I've been messing around with this for a while. Outside of mono green, it does well. I don't know what to do against mono green with this unless we bring some different removal instead of Meat Hook Massacre. Meat Hook Massacre is fine and all, but we need something different. Maybe we're even looking for Bantu's Last Reckoning, or even better, something like an Extinction Event. In fact, I'm going to put 2 in the sideboard here after we publish this video, because Extinction Event, I think, would deal with a lot of what we are dealing with on the board state right now, especially getting the trolls off of the field, the invasion off of the field, all of that stuff. Extinction Event will probably do all right, but we need a better board wipe for this deck, and I am noticing that now after we make the video. But again, this is just where we're playtesting different decks, and I haven't seen much in the way of Dimir Control. I don't know if it's just not good, or if we just need better tools in our arsenal to deal with mono green specifically. Mono green specific cards should be accounted for. And there are a couple ways to go. The better board wipe is definitely one, but there's also Change the Equation, which could counter most of the green spells in that deck. Also, Go for the Throat should not have been played. Right, so we're looking at Change the Equation for a sideboard piece. We're looking at a different board wipe for a sideboard piece, those ones that I just mentioned, the even or odd one, or really any of them that is an early board wipe for everything instead of having to build up for Meat Hook Massacre for God knows how many turns. The last thing we need to do is put Heartless Act in here instead of Go for the Throat, because that got us killed. Go for the Throat got us killed. Heartless Act, I don't think gets us killed very often, so we're going with Heartless Act rather than Go for the Throat. Go for the Throat's a good card, but Heartless Act is a little bit better, and definitely doesn't die to the artifacts that are lying about. But overall, I was fairly happy. They were fun matches, and that's what I really go for a lot of the times. These were really fun matches to play. I like playing control builds. Out of a 10 scale, I'd give this a 5. You're not going to embarrass yourself that often with this deck, but we do need to find a way to fight mono green, and I think those 2 upgrades that I mentioned are going to be right along the lines you want to start thinking about Dimir Control decks in Explorer. Still trying to figure out what Explorer is all about. Haven't played much in Explorer. Did a lot of Historic. Did a lot of Standard. They started messing with the Alchemy cards in Historic, though. And I just kind of leaned away from that and into Explorer a little bit. Just because, well, they're not going to change these cards. So, and if they do, I'll just uninstall Magic the Gathering Arena and just play in physical cards. And then we'll make the channel more about physical cards. Right? No big deal. Yeah, because these cards are printed this way for a reason. And if they're bad, ban them. That's just my opinion. That's my 2 cents on it. But I think those couple little upgrades in here would do well. We're going to leave those mono green matches in here just to show that, yeah, we do have weaknesses with this deck. So do not think that this is a meta deck. This is currently jank. It's good jank, but it's currently jank. Thank you for joining today. Make sure that you've liked the video and subscribed to the channel, and I will see you next time in the arena. Bye.